My name is Igor, and in today's video, I want to share with you the conversation that I had with a former classmate, Coach Mohammed Al Amri. Yes, we did the same coaching course a few months ago, and during the debates we had in class, I could see that he's the kind of coach that have ideas, and he doesn't just copy things. He has ideas and take initiative, try to make a point. So he understands soccer from bottom to top, and that's the my friend Mohammed Al Amri, and I would like to share with you guys our conversation, our great conversation. All right, thank you. There you go, Coach Mohammed Al Amri, right?
Al Amri.
Say again.
Al Amri.
Al Amri.
Yep, perfect.
That's it. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, Coach. So I used to study with you in a soccer coaching course, and and that's things that you have with soccer. You know people, and that's a good thing. You know new people, and the soccer world is small.
Very.
Sometimes you meet someone, and maybe 1, 2 years later, you will work with the same guy in the same club, or maybe you play against them. Play against a guy. All these things. So nice to see you here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Sure, I'm very eager to hear your thoughts and your opinion, your reflections. So I would like to start with you with pay-to-play issue, and I have my opinion about it. My opinion basically is I think they should try to find another option. I'm not against pay-to-play. Like, I'm not going to tell you they have to ban this. No. I'm just in favor to have a second, a third option to create revenue for the club. Because sometimes you have very good kids, very good talent, but they cannot pay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I would like to hear your opinion about pay-to-play, your experience. Just share your thoughts with us, please.
Well, it first starts with I think the kids having the ability to pick up a ball and go to the park and play, right? Just before even pay to play, before going to a team. But then you arrive at a team and you want to join a traveling team, for example, which is where we're mostly talking about. And now you're spending maybe 4, 5, 6 grand a year per kid if you have more than one kid. So that's a lot of money for families, and some kids don't have that privilege to have that to pay. I think there. I don't think this is it. I think we should think outside the box a lot now with the technology we have, the internet. I think you can have different revenues, different uh, streams of revenues, or income, or or donation, or so you can build something in the back end that eases the load of the money. Maybe instead of paying 3 grand, maybe it's 1,500 a year, which is maybe you can do that, and that's a lot better than paying 4 grand, right? I know clubs do, probably almost all the clubs that I've worked with, they do scholarships. So within the club there is that little bit goes towards the scholarship, and then there's a process. Each club, I would assume, they have their own process for that. Um, it's I don't I don't see um, I don't think it's a big issue, very big issue, and I don't think it's like it doesn't. At the same time, it does need to be addressed. Um, there are other things that you can, I think, implement within the community and have like if you just build a field, kids will go and play, right, in a neighborhood. So if you just kind of invest as a community or as a city, you invest in like park and you already have that. Like you already can go and play. But we're talking about, okay, now I want to get into a team and play with it. Yeah, you need to find um, the club needs to think outside the box and finding other ways of making money, marketing, using social media, using uh, uh, any like raffles or fundraising events probably every season, like fall season, winter, spring. You do like one fundraising, like where people come and like pay, and that way you raise money for the club. And maybe you make it specific. You raise money specifically for scholarship,
Yeah.
right? So you don't just make money for the club because that maybe goes towards other expenses. No, you do it specifically for that because you're trying to target this issue of pay to play. So you make that, and then you have like a crowdfunding or like fundraising events, and you do it. And believe me, if you do, for example, if you as a club have fields, right, and you do a weekend adult or co-ed, or like you have an open league and over 30, and you do like a weekend tournament for adults that they have to come pay like $15. You raise money, you're using your own field, and you raise
Exactly.
money, and you're
True.
having a soccer event. You can have vendors come and pull up right next to you, like they can sell off their carts. They can come and do that, and you can charge them a little bit. You can have a lot of things going on, and it's
Yeah.
maybe the kids, you can do mixed kids with adults games, and it's fun. So you can do a lot of things like that. I think if you put your mind to it, there are people who are actually really good at organizing these events and finding these things like where
Yeah.
they can do it that way. Um, so uh, it leads like this. I mean, I read your 5 questions. I have them right in front of me. It leads into it, like you're talking about the development and the direction where it's going of the US player. Um, I think there is a huge there was a huge loss or gap in the last 10 years for the American player. What is the profile of the American?
What do you mean?
What is the profile of a Spanish player?
Ah, okay, I got you. Yeah,
So
like an identity.
the Spanish players don't rely a lot on athleticism. They don't rely a lot on physique. They rely on what? First touch, technique,
Yeah.
short passes. So what is the identity of the German player? The German
Yeah.
player looks, they play a certain way. The English, they play. So what is the identity of the profile of the American player? Like if you have an
Exactly.
American player and you have, what is the profile there?
Yeah.
So it needs to start there. But this is not to diminish the work. I've seen it. I used to coach 8-year-olds, and we played 11v11. This is my
Yeah.
18th year in coaching. So I'm talking long time ago. And then they implement the system of 7v7, 9v9.
Yeah.
I personally, if I had to do this, I would do two things. Up until you're 11, teams are only made of 5v5. You only play five. You don't play 7v7. You don't play 9v9. You play 5v5. The second thing is practices. The whole curriculum should be game based curriculum. And athlete centered, not like player
Yeah,
centered. So I mean that's three things, I guess, player centered. But like it has to follow a game, and a game with an instant feedback. If you play 3v3 or 4v4 with a goalie, you already know the impact of we're getting scored, we're down 1-0, boom, you gotta, or you have you tell them winner stays and you play a small sided game. Now they need to play and keep winning to stay on and play more. So you can adjust that, but that's what I would do. Answering, I think, your second question.
yeah,
That's what, why and what I would do to implement, or actually even your third question, to implement
yeah,
these steps in there. Um, I think that's how I would do it. Like these three things will be right there. After 11, like 11 plus, then maybe you do. I think you can go 9v9 and then you can go to 11v11 because I really like players to have more touches, and the less numbers, the more touches on the ball you're gonna get. You know,
yeah,
just by if you do 5v5, you are gonna get the ball more on your feet than 7v7, then 9v9, then 11v, right?
yeah,
So as you develop, you want them to touch the ball more, so that solves the this issue. Um, but yeah, man. So it's what do you like?
yeah, yeah. I got you, and make total sense. The part you said about think outside the box make total sense. And looking the questions I have here for you, you 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 drove through all of them a little bit. And thank you for share your thoughts. And you know what you are talking about this. You said about identity. You said about the when you think about an American player. I have been looking on internet these days, and I saw a lot. I don't know if about you, but I saw a lot of situations that American teenagers, adolescents, like 15, 16, 17, this window, they are going to Europe to try, become pro. So what's your opinion about it? Because it's strange, this is a country where you have everything. You have people, you have facilities, you have technology, you have and people are I saw advertisement, on internet in 3, 4, 5 countries. So I don't understand, like, what's going on. Why an American teenager, I don't know, let's say 16, 17 years old, goes to Europe to become professional? What do you
Well,
think
I
about
mean,
it?
you can find um, you can find players who are like that from Brazil, from I mean, it's not always where you see 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds sign with a European team from Brazil, but we've seen it happen, right? Hendrik, right now, he was signed when he was 17, stayed for one year, then went to when he was 18, he went back to he went to not back, but he went to Real Madrid, right?
Yeah,
So I see that, but what you're saying is they leave here, but then they copy the identities where they'll go and grow. Like let's say they go play in Germany, they become more like a German player. And
yeah,
let's say they go play in England, they become more like an English player. I think there needs to be an identity of the player, of the US player. When you think Brazilian, you always think Joga Bonito. Like you always think
yeah,
like players like Ronaldinho. You don't think players like Emerson, right? You think players like Neymar, Romario, El
yeah,
Phenomena. So, what do you think when you think about American player? You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, what the player looks like? And I think we answer that question, we can move into the right direction.
yeah. Maybe you know, I saw the new facility they are building in Georgia.
Mm,
US soccer new facility, and fabulous, wonderful. But I think they should go. they should focus on more in the grassroots. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What do you
I mean,
think?
I see what you're saying. I know what he's like, but you like we said, like we just talked about. You gotta if you have these facility, if you have these things, and you just let the kids go play, you open them, let them play, right? You're already having player like this is already developed these guys. Like they will develop their skills just by going there and having fun. Um, but I don't think the focus should be in one area and more than the other. Uh, I don't think they should focus a lot on grassroots. That's probably where you have a lot of coaches come and think they are gonna be like, you know, Mourinho or Guardiola and try to do like tactics and stuff with like 5 and 6 year olds. No, I don't want that. What I want from like the US soccer is to just let let these age groups have freedom and have them play more in small sided. Like I
Okay.
said, until you're 11, you play 5v5. So they should do that. That's what I'm saying. Like that's if you're gonna think about grassroots, but like there shouldn't be like monitoring like deeply and like oh where
Oh,
is the
that's the
talent?
point.
No. Like where is the talent? Oh he's 7 year old. Oh he's the new Messi. No, we don't need that. They don't. Nobody needs that. That's actually
Yeah.
negative, in my opinion. Negative to the players. They should let them just play. Let them play. Let them get out there and play. Like less talking coaches, more playing. I don't care
No,
what you
when I tell you about grassroots, I don't say about coaching. I say about the age group.
Yeah,
Because this age
I
group,
know. Yeah, I know. You're talking about the age group, and I'm saying is no, they don't need to focus on that
okay.
because when they focus on that, it's like they control it, and I don't think you should control that age
Okay, I
group.
got you.
You should let
Yeah,
them have freedom.
yeah,
They're still kids, man. They're like
yeah, yeah,
you're like you're they do it in England. They go and sign a 6 year old. How do you sign a like? Come on, man. Doesn't make
yeah,
sense. No,
yeah.
that's
Spontaneity, they need the spontaneity as a kid. If
yeah.
all the time someone's telling you what to do,
You become a robot.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
become like, oh, okay, like and you see it all the time. Every game you see it. Players do something, they look at their coach or they look at
yeah.
their parent.
The parents, yeah,
Instead of
yeah,
playing, they always do something and look. Oh, is it good? What is the reaction of the
yeah.
coach?
Waiting for the judgment.
Yeah. But so that's oh no, less of that, more less. We need less, more playing, less talking from the coaches.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
why. That's why if you have a good game, like a good small-sided conditioned game, it actually will teach them this the skill that you want them to learn without you talking.
yeah, yeah,
Like if you build a really nice session, the session will be coaching itself. All
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to do is just monitor and do just a little bit. Hey, good job. Or you talk to them for the side. Hey, you can do like one-on-one or like flyby. Like or so less. You're talking maybe should go more as they get older and more
yeah, yeah, yeah,
professional. Then maybe you explain things more. But when they're young, no man, let them play.
yeah,
Let them play. Like
yeah.
I've tried that last year. I've tried it the year before. If you let them play, so much like the results are so good at the end of the year. You can see it. Like they're just playing. They understand. Okay, boom, boom, playing. You know.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And I don't think the U.S. I think the U.S. might make it to the quarterfinal, maybe the semifinal of the World Cup.
Yeah, that would be my question for you. We are close to our time. I would ask you, based on what you have been watching on, the last games, what do you think?
They 7 ago. I was very optimistic. I said if the U.S. focus and everything goes well, they can actually maybe get to the final of the 2026. I remember I was like but then I'm like Now you're like, no, maybe they're not that good yet because there's a gap, there's a skip somewhere there because we missed going to a World Cup and right, we missed going to 2022.
Russia. You did.
Oh
United
no,
States didn't
yeah,
go to
Russia,
Russia.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
2018, the 2018. So I think that gap and a lot of people, like a lot of players took it, but they have a now we have a good squad, and I'm just I don't know about the coach yet. He's a good coach. He's a good tactician, but I need to see things. I need to see more of them. I need them to play against big teams with a full squad, no injuries, and then we can assess. But I think they can probably go to the quarterfinal in the final. Yeah, I definitely get out of the group stage. Definitely like
Yeah.
get out. Yeah, but
You know,
you know,
soccer sometimes, or maybe a lot of times, when that group of people they start to everybody stay in the same page and start to be like a team and start to everybody has the same focus. No one wants to be the superstar or anything like this. They really have the spirit of soldiers, like everybody for the same target. Wonderful things can happen in soccer. Sometimes the big guys they lose for the small guys. You know what I mean?
yeah. We seen that happen. We've seen that happen
Yeah,
a lot. Um, yeah, man. I mean, that's my thought on the U.S. I mean, I need to see a little bit more to give you more
yeah.
on that.
All
But
right.
that's as of now, that's like what I think it
Okay.
is. Yeah,
All right. Coach, thank you
yeah,
so much. Thank you
yeah.
for
Thanks for
coming on.
having
All
me, man.
right. Very, it's fast. I know we start to talk when it's, but thank you for coming, and hopefully, if you don't mind, you can have more conversation about soccer or any issues,
Yeah, for
things,
sure.
have relation to the soccer, all these things. So thank you so much, and I appreciate your willingness, your help,
Yeah,
and come here, share your thoughts. So thank you. I see you. To see you around. Hopefully,
yeah.
one of those days, see you on the field.
We live right next to each other, so yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely need to see each other, man.
yeah, exactly. Thanks
Yeah,
so much, man.
no,
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye
Ciao.
bye.
Bye bye.